And as we've been teasing all show, we are very excited now to have Kailin Downs, the second-year women's golf coach at Boise State, joining us. Kailin, good morning. How's it going?
Morning, good. How are you?
Doing great. Appreciate you coming on. We're enjoying this week, catching up with some of the sports that are going on in the fall here. We've talked to some of the other coaches, Gordy Presnell on Monday as they get ready. Yesterday, we talked to Jim Thomas, caught up with the soccer team. We got Sean Garris tomorrow talking volleyball, but excited to talk some women's golf today. And you guys are having a pretty good fall season here. We'll update Bronco Nation on how things have been going for you.
Yeah, we are off to a great start. I can't be more pleased with how we've started this fall. And I think a lot of that just fed from how we ended the year last year. And we're off to a good start this fall.
Yeah, you just got back from a tournament a couple days ago, right? You've had 3 tournaments, I believe, this fall, but obviously the Hobble Creek Fall Classic was the headliner. You guys won the first stroke play tournament since 2018, I believe. I think it wasn't just a close one; you won by 18 strokes to start off the fall with a trophy and a championship. What was that like?
Yeah, in golf, one team wins and 15 to 17 teams don't win. So when those come around, one, it's really fun. And two, I think it just fuels the confidence. And I think that it taught this group that they can compete with people. And I think the thing I was most proud of was the fact that we went into that final round with a lead and they handled that situation and played better. And we gained more strokes on the field. And sometimes when you go in with the lead, you try to protect and play a little differently. And I was really pleased with how they handled that situation.
You're in your second year. I think you've been about 18 months or so that you've technically been on the job here, coming over from Portland State. What's kind of been your, as you're kind of building this program to where you want to get it to be? What's kind of been your, bullet points or the things you've been trying to do to build this program to get it to be, a perennial conference championship NCAA, tournament team every year?
Yeah, we've just been working a lot with the team culture and the dynamic of how they interact with each other and how they handle their interactions with me. I am not somebody who comes in and tries to change their game plan by any stretch of the imagination. They are all very talented and have great technique and amazing swings. So we've been working on short game and course management and really the mental and emotional management side of things. That's a huge thing in our sport. You're out there by yourself, so to speak, in your group, and you got a lot of thinking time in between shots and holes. So they're doing a really good job with what I'm asking them to do, and we obviously still have room for growth and a lot of potential ahead of us, but I'm very pleased.
With for some folks maybe you don't understand how the schedule works. You have some tournaments in the fall, some also in the spring. How does that work? Do the ones in the fall matter for the spring? Are these more practice tournaments, or how does the schedule work for golf?
Yeah, our season is one giant season split into two. So we have a fall season and a spring season, but it all counts. There's no preseason. Nothing is for practice, so to speak. It all counts towards the rankings, and really we're a little bit odd in the way we do it too. We might go all year without seeing some of our Mountain West Conference teams, and then we go to the conference tournament in April, and that's when we all play against each other, and there's a conference winner crowned.
That's interesting. Is that like by design, or you just happen to not be at the same tournaments, or?
Yeah, you just happen to not be at the same tournaments. They're invitationals, so you beg to get into some tournaments, and you get invited to some tournaments, and I don't have any control over who else is going to be at that tournament. So we've seen some already, but I don't know. We could go all year and not see San Jose State. And they're really good. So we just kind of watch what they're doing and get to the conference championship and see what we can do.
Well, we wanted to highlight some of your individual golfers here that are obviously doing pretty well. And I know you had the freshman of the month in Leia Chung. How impressive has she been?
She has come in and just been really steady out of the gates. She actually was tied for the low finisher at the Colorado State tournament, but in all 3 events, she's just been accountable scorer, and she's not a very long hitter, which is sometimes a little different, and she could find that frustrating with how long some of my other players are. But she is really steady, keeps the ball in play, and then she has an awesome short game, and she's feisty, and that's what I love about her. She'll make a few mistakes and have a couple bogeys, and then she fights back and bounces back. So what she lacks in stature, she makes up for in her feistiness.
And I believe she's the first golfer in program history to have 3 rounds under par in the same tournament. Also, that was at the Ram Classic, like you said, and then also the first golf student athlete for the Conference Player of the Week or Monthly Award, all the way back to 2016. So does the future look pretty bright here for her?
Absolutely. And I think she's been thrilled with those honors and really just seeing what she's done in her first 3 tournaments. I'm assuming that just fuels her for what she's capable of in her next 3.5 years, so to speak.
Who else do you want to highlight? I know that the balance, I guess, and the depth has been something that you've been happy with. It's been kind of a different person maybe in every tournament, but who else has been standout so far for you?
My 5 have been the same for the first 3 tournaments, but the low tournament finisher in each one has been different. So what that tells me is that we have potential in the future for when they all kind of turn it on and play well at the same time. But I like that they're each having that experience of what it's like to lead and be low at the end of the tournament.
I know you guys had a strong finish last year, as you said, at the Mountain West tournament. I mean, I know it's early, I guess, so to speak, but do you feel like this team has a chance to continue to make progress and be there come March or April when the tournament is to have a shot?
Absolutely. I think, like I said, with everybody having their individual moments of greatness, when we can turn that on all at the same time, I think we can compete with the best of them. This conference is very strong in women's golf. We have multiple teams ranked in the top 50, top 60, and San Jose State kind of continues to lead the way. I think they're ranked in the top 5 again. So something for us to chase and work for, and excited to do it.
These coaches, these players, I hope they realize they're being coached by a legendary golfer here in Kailin Downs. I mean, what you did at New Mexico, 2-time All-American, 2-time Mountain West Player of the Year, 4-time All-Mountain West selection. But I wanted to find out more information about, and doing my hours of research for this interview was the LPGA Developmental Tour and the Cactus Tour. Tell us about your professional golf days.
The professional days were a little rough. I'd rather talk about the college, to be honest. But I tried it, and it wasn't for me. I wasn't playing very well. I'm a more team aspect type of person, which is why I got into coaching ultimately. And I do play with the kids occasionally. I try to remind them that they should look at things on the internet and the results there, not so much what they're seeing these days. But I had a good run at it through college. And honestly, my best finish as a pro was when I knew I was getting into coaching and not going to play anymore. I didn't play well for a paycheck, if that makes sense.
What's it like now being in the same conference as your alma mater and running into New Mexico occasionally?
It's really fun. Boise State wasn't in the Mountain West when I played, but I loved playing and being a student athlete in the Mountain West. So now coaching there and getting to see them, and actually we're going to get to play in their tournament next fall. So I'm really excited to take the team down there, and they don't know that yet, so if they watch this, it's going to be a surprise.
Oh, there you go. Well, that's what we appreciate you breaking some news for us on the show here. You got one more tournament, right, coming up here in a couple of weeks. That'll be the Clash at Boulder Creek before you kind of have the break in the winter here. What are you hoping to get accomplished here to finish out the fall?
I think that golf course is going to set up well for us, obviously coming off our finish at Tulsa. A little different style golf course, different grass over there, and we saw some different teams. Wasn't our best week, so I'm hoping to finish on a good note. And this golf course is actually one I've been to a lot. When I coached at Portland State, we played the Big Sky Conference Championship there each year up until COVID hit. So I don't know that any of this group has seen that course, so I'm excited to take them down there, and I do think it's going to set up well for our game.
Well, we appreciate you coming on. Obviously, it's a fun time. Weather's cooling down a little bit. It's a good time for folks to still get out there and golf. And I know we're following both the men's team with a new coach this year and the women's team, obviously. So hopefully you guys can finish up strong and then parlay it into a nice spring. And hopefully we can catch up with you again real soon.
I hope so, too. Thanks for having me on. Go Bronco.